India and Pakistan just clashed at the border. Thousands of soldiers have been killed in a surprise attack. China has officially signed a military alliance with Russia, threatening the US and its allies. Imagine waking up one morning and seeing these headlines on your phone. This is not a Hollywood movie scenario. It could very well be our near future if we're not careful. When superpowers collide, wars are no longer simple battles. They become wars of supercomputers, hypersonic weapons, and even invisible enemies. 2025, it's just around the corner. What if World War III is not a fantasy? What if it's already been written in ancient verses from Nostradamus, Baba Vanga, to modern-day psychics? They all saw one thing: a global war ignited by pride, fueled by technology, and driven by the darkness within us. Baba Vanga, the beginning of the end. Europe will become a wasteland, a great war will erupt, and Russia will rise to power. These are the chilling words of Baba Vanga, the blind mystic from Bulgaria. She predicted 9/11, the tsunami of 2004, and the fall of the Soviet Union. For 2025, she foresaw the outbreak of World War III, rooted in political instability and exploding into nuclear chaos, escalating global conflicts. A war that won't be fought just on the ground, but in the sky, in cyberspace, and inside the very soul of humanity. According to her prophecy, a catastrophic war would erupt in Europe, one so devastating it could decimate entire populations. And at the center of it all, Russia, not as a defeated nation, but as a rising global force in the aftermath. This vision now echoes ominously. As the conflict in Ukraine deepens, alliances shift, and global tensions reach boiling point. But while Europe holds its breath, another fault line is trembling. The decades-long hostility between India and Pakistan is a powder keg of its own. Both of these nations have nuclear weapons and are continuously enhancing their military power, meaning that each conflict could lead to a full-scale war. In May 2025, India launched Operation Sindoor, targeting alleged terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan. Pakistan responded with airstrikes claiming to have shot down multiple Indian jets. The conflict escalated to the brink of full-scale war, with both sides accusing each other of aggression and violations of ceasefire agreements. But you may not know, behind this border conflict, there are larger confrontations happening on the international stage: China, Russia, and the US. Three superpowers with different ambitions and interests are creating a volatile situation where a small mistake could lead to global war. Simultaneously, the US and China are locked in a trade war. In early 2025, the US imposed 145% tariffs on Chinese goods, citing unfair trade practices. China retaliated with 125% tariffs on American products. These economic sanctions have disrupted global markets and intensified diplomatic tensions between the two superpowers. In Eastern Europe, Russia's military actions in Ukraine have drawn sharp criticism from NATO. The alliance has increased its military presence in neighboring countries, leading to a standoff that some analysts fear could ignite a broader conflict. China is currently expanding its power in the South China Sea, with territorial claims conflicting with other countries. The US and NATO constantly warn against this expansion, while Russia is looking to increase its influence in Asia and the Middle East. So when these two giants clash, an actual war could break out. But this war will not be like any we've seen in history, the prophetic echoes. These events mirror the warnings of seers like Baba Vanga. Her prophecy of a devastating war in Europe aligns with the current situation in Ukraine. The rise of Russia as a global power, as she predicted, is evident in its assertive foreign policy and military engagements. Similarly, Nostradamus' quatrains have been interpreted to forecast a great conflict involving major powers. While the exact details are subject to interpretation, the recurring themes of war and upheaval in his writings resonate with today's geopolitical climate. Modern psychics, the AI war. Nicholas Aldula, a London-based psychic known as the modern Nostradamus, has warned, in 2025, a war of machines will begin. Mankind will unleash destruction with its own hands. He describes not bombs and tanks, but collapsing energy grids, hacked banks, unmanned weapons making decisions without emotion, a war with no soldiers, no orders, only code. He also speaks of flooding, mass displacement, and economic collapse, all part of a spiral that could end civilization as we know it. The role of technology in modern warfare. Modern warfare is increasingly defined by technology. Drones, cyber attacks, and artificial intelligence are reshaping how conflicts are fought. In the India-Pakistan skirmishes, both nations employed advanced missile systems and unmanned aerial vehicles. Cyber attacks have targeted critical infrastructure, disrupting communications and causing widespread panic. These technological advancements make traditional warfare more unpredictable and dangerous. The potential for rapid escalation is higher than ever as nations possess the means to launch devastating attacks without direct confrontation. The future of work in a war-torn world. While nations prepare for potential conflicts, the workforce is undergoing its own transformation. In 2025, AI is increasingly taking over tasks traditionally performed by humans. Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, highlighted that AI could soon perform the work of mid-level engineers, potentially leading to job displacement in the tech industry. Similarly, other tech leaders have emphasized the role of AI in streamlining operations and reducing the need for large developer teams. This technological shift raises concerns about unemployment and economic instability, especially in regions already affected by conflict. As nations focus on military readiness, they must also address the challenges posed by automation and its impact on the global workforce. As we face unprecedented challenges, many are turning to ancient prophecies for insight. Baba Vanga, Nostradamus, and other seers have warned of catastrophic events this year. But are their predictions coming true? Let's delve into the prophecies and the events that seem to echo their warnings. The 2025 Myanmar earthquake. On March 28, 2025, a devastating 7 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar's Sagaing region, with tremors felt as far as Bangkok. The quake resulted in over 400 deaths and left thousands more injured or missing. In Thailand, a high-rise building collapsed due to the distant seismic waves, highlighting the far-reaching impact of the disaster. This tragedy underscores the urgent need for disaster preparedness and international aid. Cascadia subduction zone. Across the Pacific, the Cascadia subduction zone poses a significant threat to the Pacific Northwest. Scientists warn that a major earthquake could cause parts of Washington's coastal lands to subside by nearly 7 feet, significantly increasing flood risks for beachside communities. This region, home to tens of thousands of residents and critical infrastructure, remains underprepared for such a colossal event. Global hunger crisis. Meanwhile, the World Food Programme reports that approximately 52 million people in West and Central Africa will face significant food and nutrition insecurity during the upcoming lean season from June to August 2025. Conflict, extreme weather conditions, and economic factors like soaring fuel costs have exacerbated the situation. In countries like Mali, South Sudan, and Haiti, millions are on the brink of famine, with some regions experiencing emergency levels of hunger, prophetic warnings for 2025. Ancient prophecies, such as those from Baba Vanga and Nostradamus, have warned of catastrophic events in 2025. While interpretations vary, many believe these predictions align with the current global crises. The recurring themes of natural disasters, famine, and societal upheaval in these prophecies serve as a stark reminder of the challenges humanity faces. Especially, it leads to a question about whether World War III will start soon or not. If war breaks out, if World War III begins, no one wins. Not the soldiers, not the leaders, not the nations. What's left are ashes, broken dreams, and a generation lost in fear and hunger. Prophecies are not meant to scare. They're meant to awaken us, to remind humanity of what it stands to lose if we let hate lead the way, the path to peace. Despite the grim prophecies and escalating conflicts, there is hope. International diplomacy has played a crucial role in de-escalating tensions. In May 2025, after intense negotiations, India and Pakistan agreed to a ceasefire, halting the immediate threat of war. Similarly, global leaders are engaging in dialogue to address trade disputes and military standoffs. The lessons of history remind us that peace is achievable through communication, understanding, and cooperation. While the prophecies serve as warnings, they also urge us to act before it's too late. If this video resonated with you, share it with others. Let's spread awareness and inspire change. Subscribe for more insights into global events and prophecies. Together we can make a difference.